Subway worm. Sub Strauss. Yo, yo. Doom scrolling? No. You're up early today. Been up for 5 hours. It's like every day. Yep. Only 5. I thought the wildfire smoke was getting better. Is it not? They really gonna take away our daylight savings? Well, it would be permanent daylight savings and not standard, I thought, but... maybe in the future, but I don't know. Kuchkar, thanks for 67 months. Wow. I have not seen the Odyssey yet, no. Our hair is pretty good, though. I mean, I want daylight savings over standard time, but just pick something, you know what I mean? Standard time is, you know, it makes sense. However, I also like when the sun's not going down at 4 o'clock in the winter. That's just awful. The Odd Ussy. Oh, no, I haven't seen the Odd Ussy. No matter what we do, just stick with it. If it's daylight savings, stick with it. If it's standard, stick with it. Like, I would prefer daylight savings just because I hate how dark it gets in the winter at night. However, whatever. If it's going to be standard, just make it standard all year round. It's going to be dark at like 9 a.m. It's not going to be dark at 9 a.m. literally anywhere in the States. It's like, I think what's the earliest sunrise for DST? If it was like daylight savings, or the latest and the earliest, it's like 7:30 to like 8:45 or something. Is 9 a.m. the latest when the technical sunrise is coming up? So it'll be like somewhat bright. It'll be brightening up at like 8:45, I guess. I think here it would be getting brighter around like 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, you're not subscribed right now, it says. I would assume that is why. There are some places in the north on the edges of time zones where the latest sunrise would be 9:30. Can't we just, like, adjust the map to where it's, like... I mean, it's all kind of... Well, it's not really bullshit, but... Oh, let me see this. You go away. Oh, the latest is North Dakota. North Dakota, whatever. Who cares? North Dakoters. Macros, thanks for the 19. Yeah, so like Seattle would be like 9 o'clock. There's a couple places that are actually 9. So I was wrong. But Bismarck, North Dakota. I mean, that's just a sure... I mean, you should just leave there anyways. And then Boston would be like 8 o'clock. Hello, hello. And then the sunsets would be, I mean, this is the shitty part. If it's DST, this is the sad part. It's like, can we make a compromise? I don't know. Sunset, 5 o'clock. Oh, yay. That's if DST. Yay, 5 o'clock. So you get to still go to work when it's dark out and still be traveling home when the sun is going down. You know. Some places are better, though. This is why I'm like, well, I mean, I get it, like, if you have kids. That's like the big argument. Oh, I don't want my kid to wait out at the bus stop while the sun is coming up. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised anyways. Yeah. It's more like just dangling keys kind of thing, but that's how I see it. But just... make a change. Just, I don't care if it's standard. Just, I'm sick of changing clocks. Oh, clocks are changing again. Time to either gain an hour, yay, or lose an hour. Oh my God, I feel sick. Mappy got you yesterday, huh? Well, if I was doing maps today, you'd be like, oh, you've given up on 100%, huh? So, like, what do you want me to do? My fucking tomatoes! We should just get rid of winter altogether, you know? Like, do we not have the technology? God. No, I don't mind winter, actually. It can be cozy. Thank you. Yeah. I also was only supposed to sell 5, but fourth wall fucked up. I put a quantity of 5. A limited quantity of 5, and it just kept selling them past 5. So now I have to like make some more and figure that out. No, it's good. It's good. That was my fault. God. It's one of those things you do it and you're like, I'm so stupid. Like if you grab a hot pan or something. You're like, why would I be so dumb? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't actually get to skiing last year, but I'm going to buy a season pass this year and just try to get out every weekend or a couple times a month. Just force myself because it keeps me sane in the winter, and it keeps me like healthy, I guess, like skiing. Which skiing is a great workout, so. Yeah, Mia loves this now. It's not too local, no. But, it's not bad. When I was, like, cruising down the mountain, I could get down in, like, a minute and a half. If you're, like, intentionally just going straight, as opposed to carving, which you could spend, you know, maybe 5 minutes. Well, the thing is, a lot of people sleep in past, you know, however late. A lot of people aren't on the same schedule. Everyone is on their own unique schedule. So a lot of people in here probably would like a later sunrise and a later sunset. But... Nito with the 120. Thanks, Nito. That's a Nito. Huh. They're just a PB. See where the night takes us. Well, with permanent DST in the winter, you'd be going to work more than likely in the dark if you work a 9 to 5. And you'd be coming home, depending on where you're at, maybe in the sunset, or like it'll still be somewhat light and then it'll be sunsetting when you're getting home. I don't know. But it's like that anyways. Yeah, I remember I would work, oh God, this was the most, it would just be your whole life in darkness, pretty much. Working a 6 p.m. to a 6 a.m. shift in the winter in Minnesota. you would sleep throughout the sun in the day, and then go to work when it's dark, drive home when it's dark, and then sleep again, you know, for how many ever days. Yeah, miserable. Hola. Hola, hola. What's up, Charles? Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's see here. Someone a little sleepy. Hey, what are you doing up at 9 o'clock? On a Sunday. You going to church? Amen. Praise be. Taught me that. Whoa, rare fast. What's up, Hanzuna? That dude's so loud. Didn't they sample it from Godzilla or something? Some of these. Oh, hell yeah, we do. Finally, something we can agree on, Charles. We may not agree on how good Dread or Metroid 1 are for speedrunning, but is there all? No. 25% for a fast, 25% for a mid, 50% for a slow, and then that changes on the second round. Wait, who doesn't think Dread is good for speedrun? Run, Charles, run! Oh, Mitch. He lives close to me, I think. Yeah. I'm sorry for not living closer to you. That's my mistake. Okay. So this is the frame that you take damage, or maybe it's the frame after, I can't remember. You have to press on morph, so it's frame perfect. So you have to just on morph, essentially. It's too early. Too late by 2 frames, I think. Yeah. No, you maintain momentum. It's a speed keep, so you press on morph, which in this case is just jump, unless you have spring ball. On the, I'm just gonna say it's the frame you take damage. You will maintain your momentum. That has to do with spike suit or something else. This is just a practice run. The most pointless swag strat ever. Forward damage boost into a frame perfect speed keep. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna sleep more. I don't think so. It's interesting you don't mock ball there. Where? Here? You can't even reach this, really. At the glitch? Why would I mock ball? Oh, you're saying like Kago mock ball here? Can you even do this? It only keeps this momentum right here, which isn't enough. So even if you could, you're only then maintaining this mock ball speed, pretty much like this, which is slow. So this, you maintain the previous momentum, and then you gain more momentum. So it's like it carries over. Whatever I get right here, then carries over here, so it's quicker. Yeah. You have to go to Sunday church without me. Well, the Lord's gonna miss you. Thank you, Tablespoon. What's up? You prayed for mappies. God didn't answer my prayers. I know it. Oops. All right. Probably get started here. Why not? We'll just... why powerbomb there? Because it takes out the top door. If we come up here. This door is a powerbomb door. So now when we come back later, we don't have to like lay a powerbomb here to kill all our time and then go. It's faster to lay on the way down. USA. All right. There are a lot. All right. It's kind of like it was called the Super Nintendo. What time is it? I actually have to leave in like 4 hours for something. Oh, then no. No. Is there one tomorrow? There's one tomorrow too, right? Like, what time tomorrow? Yeah, I have to do something at like... I basically just have to be done. No later than 5:30. Because I have something I gotta do. Okay. Eastern time. Western. Okay. Centered, thanks for the 32 months. How's everyone doing today? It's pretty nice out today, actually. It's been a nice change of pace, where it's tolerable. Here, at least. Yeah. Eddie about to ask to race. Yo, race? No. Hundo race? Against Eddie? Eddie would not even be able to get a sub 130. You will crumble if he asks for real. No. Nope. We're doing a run. Thank you, Cass. Hooray, I got the start. Don't worry, I'll be resetting and then saying, well, maybe we can just do a map rando race. I don't have a lot of time today. Don't worry, give it a couple minutes. Thank you for the good luck, Vincent. Kind of tough playing against these splits. My early game is very good. Yeah, Gio. Whoops. I think you put that in the wrong chat, buddy. Whoops. Fester Quest, I was going to announce next week. We're doing that next week. Okay, Fester's Quest was actually like a incentive for charity. I have to honor that one. Dim, thanks for the 64 months. Yep, big charity. That's me. Thank you, Revo. I don't ignore you. Well, I did, but I saw what you said. So. I guess you could maybe call that ignoring. I guess. Thank you, Stewie. What's up? Alrighty. I'd like to actually get some runs going today. For an SMB3. Yeah, I feel like with the hands, I wouldn't ever have motivation to run that, but... Yeah, that's how I feel. The world record doesn't get any hands, right? Fuck that. You have to win 5 50-50s in a row, or... Oh, 3? Not the worst. How long is that run again? And when do you get to the hands? I know it's at the very end, obviously, but... There's still like 20, 30 more seconds. Yeah, because I feel like with Mario, that's pretty... like, you can only move Mario so fast. SMB3 is obviously different than SMB1. Because SMB1 actually has, like, a hard limit on moving Mario. And how much does every hand lose again? That would drive me crazy. Yeah. So basically, if you play perfect, you could theoretically... Could you theoretically get a world record if you still got grabbed by one hand? Or is it that tight to where you are not? Saving. Enough time before the hands, or what? Yeah, okay. I just didn't know how, I didn't know I hit that. I didn't know how tight the, like in Super Metroid, there's always more time to save with movement. Like even if we look at a run and we're like, oh my god, that's so good. You can just save a shit ton of time always on movement alone. But I know Mario is a little more static, I guess, when it comes to how fast you can move Mario and all that. There's like acceleration, right? But it's pretty capped. Thanks for the 1 bit. I forgot to change that. Yeah, that sucks. That would drive me insane. Yeah, he just played really clean, yes. Well, the thing is, and I've said this before, the only difference between our run is the boss fights. If we equalize the boss fights, I'm pretty sure I'm ahead of him. And that's why I don't necessarily want to go back to any %, because I'm like really happy with my run overall. I just don't want to like grind out a Phantoon and Ridley fight. You know. Maybe in the future, but I'm fairly happy with how I played that run. This is the first run. This one's fine. Yeah, that's when it starts to become less fun to me. Like with, I mean, you could argue this game with the Metroid drops at the end, which I did lose a lot of record paces to that, but you can also mitigate some of that. You can grab the extra missile pack, which Zenny proved isn't even, like, bad, obviously. It's good in a lot of ways. But with something like that, it is straight up just flipping 3 coins in a row and hoping they all land on heads at the end of a 40-minute run or whenever you get there. You're 45 minutes into the run. That would drive me nuts. Even if I love the run, I'd be like, damn, I don't know. It's like if we saved Phantoon until the end of this, and then we needed to hit like a fast in the first round. Because that's a 25% chance. So it's like, even that seems like I wouldn't want to run it. And that's a greater chance than 1 out of 8. If it were like the equivalent, you know. What's up, Astral? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is the way it is with GT, right? GTC. Thanks, Justin Zane. Cheater cat? You can microwave Fantoon and GTC, but still, fast versus a slow is... That's just a big chunk of time lost for no reason. Darius, thank you very much for the Prime sub. What's up? Wait, someone was actually caught cheating? What, in Mario or something? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but I thought we were talking about Mario, essentially. People always cheat. We only had one actual cheater in SM claiming to have beaten the series world record after like a week of attempts. We're like, okay, man. And then when we watch it, it's like the movement was so bad, but then their times were like task times. It was so bizarre. We're like, what the fuck? It's like the timing of the emulator was wrong, or... And they're like, oh, hold on, let me prove it again. It was so funny. It was... Is it Nate? Oh, it's you sound jealous. Hey, no, I didn't even have the record. I held the record for like 8 years in series, but Zenny's had it for a while now. And so he was claiming to like beat Zenny's time, and it was just so funny to follow. Oh, thank you, Darius. I appreciate you coming around. Thank you. Yeah, Zenny was just jealous. But they were actually serious, and I don't know if they were legitimate. AKA they basically, were they delusional? Or were they intentionally cheating? You know what I mean? It was kind of actually hard to figure that out. Oh yeah, weren't they arm pumping with the mouse wheel or something? I can't remember what it was. But it was arm pumping with the mouse wheel, which wouldn't give you those times anyways. But then it was also the timing of the emulator they were using or something was like, the movement was floaty and weird. It was just funny. And people were trying to be nice. Which, yeah, I mean, that's fine. You can be nice. Trying to like give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Like, well, I mean, come on, Phil. At some point, we have to like take a stand and be a little bit stern. Hello, I'm from Belgium. I better pay attention here before I'm from Belgium. It's my first time seeing a speedrunner live. Hello, Lisa from Belgium. You still haven't. Okay. Okay, well, now you're just pissing me off, chat. Fuck you guys. I'm stuck. Ah! Well. Thanks, guys. All right, see you later, Lisa from Belgium. What the hell was that?
And he goes for it.
I'm now crying. Oh yeah, is the World Cup tonight then? Argentina versus Spain. Is that it? Who won yesterday? France? Or England? Six to 4? That's a high-scoring game, isn't it? It's scripted, dog. This is my favorite part about professional sports and sports fans, because I actually don't give a shit. But it's so funny if, like, the team doesn't win that people want. It's scripted. There's a conspiracy. FIFA is doing this because it's better for their bottom line. To have Messi win with Argentina since he's retiring or something. I love the conspiracies. This is my favorite part about professional sports, is not caring, but watching people care. I hate sports, but yes, it's scripted, Oats. See? You see what I mean? It's so good. This is my favorite part. They think it's the WWE. They literally, like this. Miradyne, this is great. This is what I'm talking about. They think it's the WWE, where that's literally a script. They are actors. They get a script, they act it out before, and they treat that as Argentina and Spain have already gone over the script. And no one saw them going over the script on the field, and they're like, okay, well, all right, so it's gonna be at this, and then Messi's gonna score here. Spain's gonna bring it back for an exciting game. Okay. And no one spills the beans on this script. But that's the script. The script is someone scores a goal at 20 through 40 minute range. Okay, who is that someone? Do you have the script? I want to see this script. This is great. Yeah, who's got this script? This is, yeah. Anyways, this is going to be my favorite part about this. If Argentina wins, it's going to be all hands on deck for the conspiracy theorists here. The script truthers. And I'm going to enjoy every single minute of it. And here's the thing. If Spain wins, then what? I almost want Spain to win so I can hear the other side. Well, people were onto the script, so they had to switch it up. Sports bets were changed. They had to switch it up last minute. You know? So, like, what are they going to say if Spain wins? It's fascinating. So are you saying the Patriots game was scripted, Meridine? Because they came back from a deficit? Or is that just sports psychology because people get complacent because they're up? Which is a known thing in sports psychology. And anything. Oh, or did they change the script mid-game? Okay. Massive bloodbath for Vegas and country. Spain should not win. Okay, but what if Spain does win? See, this is why I almost want Spain to win, so then I can hear like the backpedaling, or I want to hear how people jump through the hurdles. I didn't mean to do this, but whatever. Do you think Spain is given this script as well? So if Argentina wins, you think Spain, they want to represent their country, their family, their friends, bring honor to Spain and win a World Cup. You think, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we're all fine with that. I doubt it. Oats, they're going to make money. The refs have the script. Oh, okay, I see. That's the refs that have the script. Ah. Okay, things do happen, though. I'm not denying the fact that there are not good things that happen behind the scene in some instances. You know, and then when that's brought to light, it's a massive scandal. And then it's like, you know, whatever. But if, like, let's say in the Patriots game, if the refs are the one that had the script in that game when they came back from a pretty large deficit, you're saying that every single call from the ref could have been, every single call that benefited the Patriots was essentially wrong. You know what I mean? That they could all be proven that they weren't fair calls by the refs. That's another thing, too. Like, then with, like, the World Cup, you would have to prove that every fair call or negative or bad call for whatever team is, like, good for whatever team that has the green card to win in the script. The calls are nuanced. I understand that, but basically you would have to, let's say that a team is up, though. Let's say Argentina is up 4, or let's say Spain is up like 2 or 3. And then no one's scoring a goal from Argentina. Then what? Does the referee say, no, I'm putting the ball in myself? You know what I mean? Step aside. And then the referee comes and kicks the ball in himself and says, it's 2-1. Let's give it an example. They don't want Messi to have the first goal. It's a lot easier to call offsides or stop a breakthrough on a yellow card or something. Yes. Okay, then you need to prove that every yellow card or everything that the ref is then doing is a faulty call and shouldn't have been made. No, you don't. What do you mean you don't? Then it's a justifiable call from the ref. Oh, okay, the thing is, I don't even care about this. I'm just interested in the conspiracies. Kicking the hornet's nest, yeah. Okay, so they can call one specific moment wrong on purpose and the rest of the game correct to skew. Okay, does that one incorrect call then completely change the outcome of the game in people's minds? It can, but does it always? Then, if it doesn't always, which I already know the answer is no, it doesn't always skew it, then can't you assume that it might not be accurate to assume that it's scripted by the refs? Because if they're going to make one call that skews, you'd think they would make numerous calls. However, if they don't make numerous calls and then it doesn't go the way that it was scripted, then can't we just assume that maybe one call was maybe just improper, but then there was nothing like bad? It wasn't like in a scripted manner. Thus, you've stumbled upon the reason it's always talked about. Well, yes, but I am just trying to reason my way through this, because what I'm saying is that's a bias. That's a selection bias. Because people will see one wrong call, and then let's say the rest of the game is good. And then if they lose because they could like tie it back to that one bad call, then they have a bias. It is a selective bias that they now have going forward. But then let's say like 5 other games that doesn't happen, to where like maybe there was a bad call, but that didn't affect the outcome of the game. They ignore that. Because it's not within their like preconceived idea of, you know, it's not within that bias that they have already conjured up. You see? Definitely a bias, but the existence of a bias, conspiracy theorists, doesn't mean the match fixing didn't exist. Right, but now we come down to statistical anomalies or statistics. You know what I mean? Numbers exist. And now we're just like, then it always ties back to, was this random chance? And generally, you can go, oh, if we actually look at this, it was random chance. Like, it's not like an anomaly here. You know what I mean? No, I find it interesting because it's kind of like perfect with today's age. People will like really pick out things that conform to their preconceived ideas of something. But then like when you zoom out and look at something as a whole, like it's not actually statistically what's the word? Relevant, or it's not significant. Yeah, it's not statistically significant. Yeah. Difference today is FanDuel and all these sites have information in real time of bets on things that weren't tracked 10 years ago. I mean, I could see that. I guess that framework of it is something you can maybe jump off of, and I would be curious to, because fan betting is just awful. The gambling with like FanDuels and sports betting is just terrible. It's way too prevalent. I agree, Leo. They call it sports betting. It's gambling. It's just gambling at your fingertips. I just want people to know, like, there are basically everything that they're saying, though, for like some of these anomalies or what they think is maybe part of the script. A lot of things are just explainable. And when we like zoom out and actually look at these things, they're not really significant. It's just people have an idea of something, and then this just conforms to their ideas. If you write the script well enough, it gives you plausible deniability. Sure. Okay, here's the thing now. Whether or not it is or isn't scripted, the people that think it's scripted will never. This is like a flat earth situation. They will never, ever care. If you give them data to say, like, there's nothing statistically significant here, like, you can't even call this out. This little thing you called out, it's not significant. It doesn't matter because they think it's scripted, and that's that. There is no amount of data that you can give someone that thinks this way that will change their perspective. Which on the opposite side, though, is there anything that I even just said, Chad, if you were listening, that I find the FanDuel and the gambling aspect of it interesting, and I would have to hear more about that aspect of it. Because in today's age, everyone can gamble. And there's a lot more money put into it. So I would have to be convinced of that, because that makes more sense of why they would script it in that way, since there is so much money in sports gambling now. So I even just said that, so it's... Maybe you didn't hear that part, but... And you said there was a, like the NBA, right? There was actually a scandal. Undeniably, there's a scandal. What, you think I'm going to deny that? If there was? And there was a script? No, of course. That is evidence that you cannot deny. Of course, I wouldn't say that that didn't happen. Yeah. No, I remember that, yeah. Yeah, that was a huge thing. That was huge news. What's up, Gray Fox? All right, let's not get stuck in the ground this time. Oh, you know, they've been going. Yeah. So, of course, there's evidence that people could present to me. But when people present evidence of match fixing with like FIFA, they go, "Oh, Argentina that's a script," and I go, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, because there was this call that I didn't like." That's not evidence. The NBA, that's evidence. So if in a year there's like a big FIFA scandal and stuff comes out, I'll say, "Damn. People were right. However, they weren't right for the right reasons." It's like if there's a 50-50 in map randos, but one area is not a 50-50. One area is like 1,000,000 miles away and the other is just closer, and it's like criteria, the top of the world, and the other person runs the other way. They're wrong. However, they end up being right because it was just a good choice in hindsight. Fuck yourself, game. I had that. Whatever. I continue. I really wish I had my input display. I wanted to see what happened there. Another scripted Phantom fight. I would love to cite examples. I don't care about people's examples of, well, Messi was, he scored really good this one game. Yeah, I don't care about that. The NBA, that was evidence. But if someone says, no, Oates, there's actual papers here, and there's a now ongoing investigation into FIFA for these claims that are actually fairly credible, then I would go, oh, interesting. Okay. Now I'm curious. But, you know, that's never the case. They go, well, there's performances that are like outliers. Outliers exist. Yeah, I mean, Chad, I could see that. Sure, like, if that's what you believe, then I think that's, I guess, more reasonable than, like, what some people believe in all out, like, WWE scripts. You could maybe say, like, the refs are, it's in their interest monetarily to try to tip the scales slightly one way while being, you know, doing it in a way that doesn't raise suspicions, you know. Please. You're a fucking dumbass. But that's also very hard to prove, though. So that's, like, that kind of stuff, like, with the plausible deniability of, like, maybe refs making interesting calls, but it's not provable. Until you can actually, like, prove that with a paper trail in some sense. Unfortunately, it is just conspiratorial. You know what I mean? Just in nature. So that's why, like, I am kind of. That's why I kind of like push back against it, because if there is enough plausible deniability, I do agree, like, they could make it look like that intentionally. However, you can't then run with that unless there's a paper trail or some actual evidence. Yeah. How is it conspiracy when there were match-fixing arrests made in 8 of the last 15 years? Okay, then why aren't they made now? And what were those arrests? Was it because Argentina won? Or... I'm going to have to take you at your word, because I'm not about to just research this. FIFA scandals. What were the scandals? What exactly did they... what are the details exactly? You know, like... Did the refs have a script? Did they change the outcome of games? It's called Look It Up, smartass. I'm in a speedrun, dumbass. What do you want me to do? Start typing with my feet? Dipshit? Pause the game? This motherfucker said research it? It's called Look It Up, smartass. Okay, guys, hold on. Ranch. Yeah, this run's not terrible. Most famous one is Italian Giants Juventus being caught paying refs in the Italian league. So that's the largest one, is one player being caught paying refs in an Italian league in 2006. No, the team. Okay, so the team was paying refs 20 years ago outside of like the World Cup in an Italian league. That's the biggest scandal. Okay. I just want to figure that out. And they were caught. They were charged. Okay. Just trying to figure this out, make this clear, you know. So. I understand. These are the ones that can be provable. Yes, that's all that really matters. You can just have, you know, conjecture about the others. So. I don't know if this is... No. Speculation about X is a conspiracy until after it's proven. No. It's... You can have speculation or be skeptical. Skepticism is good in healthy doses. It's very different. And this is me talking about outright. And I know if like YouTube catches wind of this, they're gonna freak the fuck out because, oh, dude, you should have seen the game. The refs, they made this one call. You don't know what you're talking about. Then when you look it up, it's like no statistical significance. What they're talking about, it's not actually proof. So I don't give a shit, you know. I know. I'm lucky that this is 100% running out of race. Oh, God. I'd be hearing it. Just don't PB. Well, I think it's Sex Master. We can still PB this, but it's not looking great unless I start cooking. Fuck you, Ouch. Benji, thanks for the tier 2. But here's the thing as well, and this is like one of the problems I also have, is like, Chad, you have a little bit of skepticism about it, and you're like, you can't outright prove it, but you kind of feel that way about it, and that's fine. So, like, if Spain does win, and you think that the script is for Argentina to win because it's in their interest, the ref's interest or whatever, to, you know, make them win. If they don't win, the script. If they don't win, like, what is the opinion? I had a whole thing here that I got sidetracked with that last room. I'll think of the actual good point that I was gonna make here in a second. But like, what is I guess what is your opinion on like if Spain wins? What is your... Are you still skeptical? Do you think that they should have won but didn't? Yeah, I'm putting money on Spain now, actually, yeah. And if let's say that it's really hard to like play this game and think of like the points I'm trying to make. And let's say that they win and you have this little bit of skepticism. Spain wins. Are you still skeptical, but now you just think that it didn't work in the favor of the refs? The refs just didn't do a good enough job. However, the match fixing still exists. Is the point I'm making. Like, if Spain wins, does that skepticism still persist? And does it just take different form? Like, AKA, well, they did their best and it just didn't quite go this way. And that's why I almost have a problem with that, Chad, because you're saying, well, they try to fix matches, but it doesn't always work. Therefore, it always leaves the door open for you to assume that even if Argentina is supposed to win, but they lose, you're always going to think that it's fixed. I think that's the problem that I have with some things. Because what has happened? I'm very actually curious about this. Okay, so you are forever in the camp that every single one of these high-profile matches is fixed, or it's attempted to be fixed. Just because it doesn't go in the favor of the script, doesn't mean that it wasn't fixed. It just means that they didn't do it well enough. When do you then teeter with the reality that maybe it's not? You know what I mean? Because with that mindset, you are forever in the camp, regardless of outcome, that it's attempted to be fixed. Like, you have no way out of that with your mindset. That's the problem. It's like it's a closed off mindset with no ability to expand, because no matter the outcome, it's attempted to be fixed. But it just didn't work out this time. You know what I mean? I think that's just my biggest problem, because there is no end to this. Well, the burden of proof lies on the person saying that it is fixed, but in Chad's case, he's just like, and I'm not even like disagreeing. Of course, whenever there's money involved, there can be things going on behind the scenes. Duh. Like, no one's denying that. But the burden of proof, obviously, you know, is on the person making the claim, the accusation that it's fixed. No, not fixed crowd moves the goalpost every time a new fixed game is found. What do you mean? Brother, you just linked something, and then Leo looked at it, and Leo said that the biggest scandal in the thing you linked was from 2006, outside of the World Cup in an Italian league. A singular team trying to pay off refs. And they were, like, charged or whatever. I'm not denying that happened. Milan was also involved. Okay. It was 19 out of 20 teams. Okay, and I'm not denying that happened. Because guess what? Whatever you just linked there is proof. That's not moving the goalpost. That's understanding that something happened based off of the available evidence in front of your face. Because if you provide something, I can go, oh, okay, nice. That happened. Is the same level of evidence going to be presented if Argentina wins tomorrow? You know what I mean? If it's not presented, then you can only just assume that it could have maybe been fixed. Or today. Yeah, today. And I'm not going to assume that something is fixed, but if you then go, oh, look, there's evidence of this, then I'm like, okay, shit, that happened. Like, this is just logical, like, normal, basic shit. That's not changing the goalposts, my man. Like, what are you talking about? I laid out a very nice, logical way of thinking when I was talking about Chad and asking if it doesn't go the way that the script goes, will he then still assume that it was scripted, however it just didn't work out? I was trying to get to an understanding. You know what I mean? Like, find a kink in the armor slightly in the way of thinking. That's all. I have a feeling that some people that are like really on the ride or die fence of something scripted probably put money into these sports betting apps, and they probably lose money. And they go down rabbit holes. They need someone to blame. That's how I think. I think that is happening a lot of the time with this. Thanks for the 130 months. Appreciate that. I mean, and naturally, that is human nature. You need to shift the blame on someone. Like how I blame Eddie for making a dumb decision in Map Randos. I'm just human. Eddie, why would you make this decision, bro? What the hell's wrong with you? It wasn't me, guys. It was because Eddie made this stupid choice. Eddie's match fixing, yeah. Down. Or blaming Eddie that you can't run hundo. Yeah, yo, map rando time right now. Don't worry, doubters, I'm gonna give you the script, or the believers. Oh shit, I already gave the game away. Believers, I'll give you the script. Don't worry, guys. Just trust me, believe next time, believe. Trust. Almost there. Yeah. Yeah, and of course, you just it should just be for entertainment in the first place. I'm not like calling you out specifically. I'm very curious to know the mind of a scripter. We'll call you guys scripters. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, chat. It's just, you know. One thing I was curious about though was the but I'm literally, hey, chat, it's okay, man. It's fine. You can be a scripter. Was basically like, is there anything that's going to sway your opinion? Like if it's supposed to go one way and it doesn't, like how many times does that have to happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, or will you always work with the assumption that there is an attempt to change outcomes? You know, because I think saying there's an attempt to change outcomes kind of pigeonholes you into one way of thinking entirely, to where I am at the point to where if there's evidence to prove your claim, then I'm on board. I don't care. I'm not sports betting. I don't care if Argentina or Spain wins. I couldn't give two shits. But if you provide me actual evidence, then okay, then it was scripted. It's not a gotcha. That's just what it was. So, like, I feel like I'm at least in the camp to where I can feel one way or the other about it. Because, you know what I mean? I don't know. But the flip side is there's only one way of thinking with that mindset. You know what I mean? But I asked chat, yo, ask Grok though. Can you ask Grok? No, chat GPT's in on it. No one can script England's terrible second half. Wait, though, England won, though, so... Oh, England versus... Okay. The war criminal took out 3 players to put in 3 defenders. So basically, like, that can be chalked up to it was just a really stupid choice by the coach or whatever. Okay. At least they got 3rd place. Yeah, no, that's a good point. We should just know that a unicorn exists. Yeah. I'm not gonna wait to see a unicorn. No. They just exist. You just have to believe. I think that things are complex, though. Let's say, like, we have a game. I think here's an interesting aspect of just how humans think. Is we can have a game that is objectively not rigged. And then the referees are doing their best. Like, if we have a control game, and you have a bunch of people that think that generally things are scripted, and then you have someone like myself that is not going to believe it's scripted until there's actually evidence of it being scripted. If it's objectively not scripted prior to the game, how many people will think that it was out of that group? You know what I mean? Like, if we had a control game for this, there's still going to be people that are finding little details that go, see that right there, or the ref did this and they shouldn't have. There are complexities and things are nuanced, and I guarantee, and they would call the game itself scripted against them in some way. Well, no, like they said this was like unbiased and there was like actually no script. There was a script because it was unscripted, they said. So that's a script. You know, like human nature is a little more complex, that's all. You know what I mean? My point is, I hope that people that think this way are following my logic. If there was a control game to where there was objectively no match fixing and the refs were just doing their best, and this was like provable, it was like ahead of time set up, and the only person that knew about it was the refs, there would be people that would pick out things from the refs calling or maybe the players' decisions making. They would go, oh, that proves it. They're match fixing. However, that's just human nature. We're complex and we make choices that might not always seem like the appropriate choice to other people. So just think about that aspect of things, because it would absolutely be the case to where if there was a control like that, people would still think that it was scripted. Okay, I just need to set this back up. I need supers. Scripted. Okay. Thank you, Twinmo. This run's not even that bad. With all the golds I could still get, I could probably theoretically PB. It's not much time I have to actually still improve these segments. No, I do agree with that, Chad. I can see that aspect, yeah. I won't call you a scripter, don't worry. Yo, Albert, you ready for tonight's script? I mean, game. Argentina, Messi, let's go. We just got done talking for 30 minutes about, or like 50 minutes, about conspiracies with sports scripts. Yeah. Sometimes I play better when I start rambling. We? No. You guys are idiots. You have to go back and watch the whole thing because we're not gonna keep talking about it. Albert, you're just mad, bro, because you want Argentina to win, so you're a part of the script as well. Your name is in the script. It's going, Twinmo. Kind of slowly lately. I'm having a hard time recovering as fast as I used to, and I don't think it's because I'm a couple years older than my last, the last time I did a long marathon, but my body's just not quite used to it. So I'm having a hard time recovering, but it's going. Sports are scripted. That's the yeah. That's my opinion too. Yeah. No, basically, I don't care who wins. I just find it funny. The discourse funny. Why don't you care, Oats? He doesn't care. He's in on it. Oats, how much are you getting paid from FIFA? Oh, guys, gotta go. Hold on. I'll take a 0.1% of his net worth. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Messi. It is very Americanized, yeah. Because they normally don't have a halftime show, right? Or do they? And then, yeah, didn't they, yeah, they added, like, hydration breaks so advertisers can make money. That's funny. Yeah, I'll be seeing BTS soon enough. Yeah. Yeah, Raquel wanted to see him. I don't care. I'm down for anything. I can get down with anything. Unless it's country. I ain't getting down with country. Unless it's my own album. About cousin kissing. No. No. Okay. Soccer, I hardly know her. Oats gameplay looks like my map randos. Why you gotta insult me like that? I know. Speedruns are like, I'm just spewing whatever comes into my brain, and then we talk about it. Unless I'm on a really good pace, then I just say Sword Art Online is the best anime, then I let you guys talk about it. What do you mean? Just what I said. What do you mean? Okay, then if it's not the best, then I don't know what is. Maybe you guys have an opinion on what is the best, but anyways, I think it's just objectively the best. Okay. 100. Haha. 1. Yeah, that could have been bad. I mean, no cap though. I have heard that Final Fantasy VIII is one of the better Final Fantasies. I don't know if that's true or not, but you heard wrong. From a Final Fantasy fan, so I don't know. Tell me more, chat. All I'm seeing are like good arguments for the fact that Final Fantasy VIII is the best Final Fantasy. That's all I'm seeing right now. Yeah, the music is actually pretty solid in FF8. You've never played a Final Fantasy? What should you start with? Final Fantasy 2. Whichever one you have a harder time following and understanding. For sure. Yeah. Japanese, yeah. No, this is the first round of the day. And first round of the week. And last round of the week. God, I hate the platforming in that little area. It's awful. I should just go into morph or something. I will say that I'm not the biggest fan of the game scaling with you. I can see an argument for it, and I think it's maybe just preference, but I like the feeling of being able to enter areas that when you previously entered them at like maybe the start of a game, you just get bodied, and then you can actually do that area that was super hard before, and then you can barely squeak by, and then you get strong enough to where you can just fly through it. And then there's a harder area. Enemy scaling, it makes me feel... It makes me feel like what I am doing to level is pointless to a degree. Because, especially if you're leveling up other attributes like strength or this or that or whatever. Oh, and I have better armor. That's cool. Do you have better armor? Or is it just what you had before, but it looks cooler because it's just scaling? I guess it probably depends on the amount of scaling too. Yeah. It almost takes me out of it though as well. There is an element of, why is everything scaling with me? What kind of world building is this? You know what I mean? It almost takes me out of it. In a sense. Only 2 supers. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, like I said, I can see arguments for it though, and I can understand why people might like scaling. A lot of time save on that one. Five and a half seconds there. Out of missile doors. There were like 7 seconds there to save total. Very good fight. That was not the position I wanted for the Metroid. How many charge shots? It would have to be like 35. What? Or no? How much HP does Mother Brain have? Isn't it like 30,000? This does 1,000 damage. But your charge beam does 900 though. I actually can't remember. That's a snipe. Yup, there's another snipe. How's it going, mate? Supposed to get hit by a steam there, so you get some more run speed. But... Hey, 113. All right. Super missiles do 300. In map randos, it's 600. I sniped Eddie. You have sniped his ass. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Hold on.